Hey Paducah, City Commissioner Dewan Thomas here, and this is my monthly address where I recap my involvement in the community as well as decisions we've made as a commission. This April, I was involved in over 23 community events, engagements, and meetings. And I also spent a significant amount of time addressing key concerns raised by citizens, especially during the severe weather that we experienced at the beginning of the month. During those storms, many of you reached out about concerns about the city's disaster preparedness and the availability of storm shelters. I encouraged residents to attend our commission meeting to share those concerns publicly. And I'm very glad to say that several of you showed up and you did share those concerns. I'm also grateful for the level of transparency that was shown when those tough questions were asked. Through this situation, I also learned more about how emergency response is handled in our area. Emergency response and preparedness are managed by the McCracken County Emergency Management, not the City of Paducah. Unfortunately, the city does receive most of the attention during situations like this, despite not being the lead agency. So moving forward, if you have similar concerns, I highly encourage you to reach out directly to your county officials. Now let's jump into a few community highlights. I was a guest on the Better Together radio show with J.W. Cleary, and we discussed my role as a commissioner and what the experience has been like these last few months. I always enjoy opportunities like this to share my story and to connect with the community. Next, I participated in the Paducah Diversity Advocacy Board's second quarter nonprofit meeting. This session was powerful because it brought together several nonprofits in our area, and it helped organize us to collaborate, share resources, and find better ways to serve our community. I'm grateful to PDAB for continuing to host spaces like this where our nonprofit sector can unify and become more empowered. I also had the honor to speak to youth as they were touring the McCracken County Jail and the McCracken County Courthouse, and I was able to share about my journey of becoming the youngest city commissioner in Paducah's history. And one of the main things I shared with them is that leadership has no age limit. These young leaders were engaged and full of potential. And I'm also grateful for the other community leaders that joined me in sharing their story and encouraging our youth. Later in the month, I attended an HIV awareness event hosted by the NAACP, Live Well, and Delta Sigma Theta. This event helped educate the community about available resources, as well as the ongoing effort to reduce the stigma around HIV. And one of the major highlights of the month was the ribbon cutting for the Southside Community Garden. It was a very beautiful day, and the entire commission, as well as the mayor, were in attendance. Events like this show the teamwork that often goes unseen, and Commissioner Henderson was especially recognized for his vision and leadership in bringing this project to life. I'm proud to have supported this effort that will bring fresh produce, educational programming, and unity to our South Side. Now let's get to the main part of this video and talk about our commission meetings. On April 8th, we had a major discussion focused on the Southside Revitalization Plan. This included updates about the Southside Steering Committee and how they've helped shape the plan, over 3,600 parcels that have been identified across multiple phases on our South Side, and we talked about how Phase 1 includes over 1,000 parcels that have a 38% vacancy rate, a number we're working to significantly reduce. And 2 community-supported incentives that were introduced in the years prior, which were the $5,000 grant and the $27,000 grant for additional redevelopment support to homes. And I highly encourage you to watch that commission meeting, and I'll have the link somewhere below because we went into a lot of detail about that upcoming Southside redevelopment plan. And one of the major highlights I want to hit on is about the grant for home buyers. The plan that they discussed somewhat talked about allowing people to apply for a mortgage on a home, and if they can't meet that maybe $150,000 threshold or $200,000 threshold, that the city will come in and loan them that money in a forgivable loan. But one thing that I've really been pushing for is affordable and livable homes. Not everybody in our community can afford a $200,000 mortgage, and not everybody in our community is looking for a gigantic home. We just need somewhere to stay with a roof over our head that isn't run down, dilapidated, or having some kind of slumlord, that's managing it. So I'm going to continue being a voice for the voiceless in our community because we need affordable, livable homes, not mega mansions. Also, if you do check out that commission meeting, I want to highlight some of these key points as well, because some people are asking, why is it taking so long to get this done? And to put it in perspective, the Fountain Avenue project only included 307 parcels of land, and it took 10 years to complete. So this Southside initiative is on a much larger scale, and it will take time. But I hope you'll believe me when I say we're off to a strong start. We also began important discussions about our budget this month. One thing I've learned is just how detailed the city's financial process is. As a city, we're managing over $50 million in budget allocations, and it's honestly been an honor to be a part of all of this work. I had a meeting this month with our finance team alongside Commissioner Buz Smith so they could give us in-depth details about the upcoming budget that we're going to have to vote on. Thankfully, our finance team has done a fantastic job of walking us through the numbers clearly and professionally. We also went over our tax increment financing district, or our TIF district downtown. The maximum state match that we can get for our TIF is $21 million, and we are working diligently to reach that amount. These funds will help revitalize our downtown, attract investment, and also ensure we're reaching our long-term growth potential. And that concludes my highlights for our commission meetings. I still highly encourage you to watch our commission meetings online because we cover a lot of information, and I like to pull, key bits and pieces that I believe you will really appreciate learning more about. So again, thank you for watching. I am honored to serve you as a commissioner, and I encourage you to please like and share the video so more community members can be informed and engaged. And I'll see you in the next recap.